So this week I'm doing a book vlog instead of a book blog, switching it up. Not my choice. So in this segment of my journey of reading An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, we are doing a vlog where I have read the third quarter of my book through a literary lens. And I'm going to be honest with you, this was not super easy because none of the literary lenses that we looked at in class really applied to my book, so that was great. So we're gonna do postcolonial theory. Now, upon first glance, you might think that postcolonial theory might actually work really well because this is about an alien invasion, but the aliens are basically just metal statues and don't do anything, so their efforts of colonizing the world have been subpar and not very successful so far, from what I can understand. But the aliens have created a divide between the population of planet Earth, where you can see certain aspects of colonialism applied to each group. This divide can be seen by the two groups. One group is led by Peter Petrovicki, known as the Defenders, and they are not super here for the aliens. And then there's the side that April May is leading, and they are here for the aliens. They think it's really great for society, that it's like we're collaborating in a new way because of them, even though it has made this big divide. So Peter Petrovicki and his defenders, in my opinion, act as the colonized in this situation, and April May and her allies act as the colonizers. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's get started into this post-colonial analysis of Hank Green's An Absolutely Remarkable Thing. April May feels that her opinion of the aliens being a pretty good thing for us, believes that that is the right opinion and that everyone should have this opinion, and that's why she's playing the colonizer in this scenario, because she seems to be putting her opinion forth a lot more. You can really see this because April is quick to attack any of the defenders that go against her opinion on social media, and her goal is to get everyone to have the same opinion as her, so she's really fitting the role of the colonizer. So April May kind of gives off this vibe that the defenders are all this like same group of people, which is really aggressive, closed-minded. So this description that she gives to the defenders is very similar to our typical colonizers. They stereotype the indigenous people that they colonize as savages and that they don't know anything outside of their own culture, so therefore they need to be rehabilitated or educated. So April May seems to give off that that's what she wants to do to these defenders, even though they simply just have a different opinion, but she's acting the same way a colonizer would. Postcolonial theory is also interested in four main things, and one of these things is knowledge and the power that knowledge can give a person. So April constantly wants to know more about these aliens and know more about them before anyone else does, so that everyone always turns to her for information, which keeps her on top. She decides what information is important and what information she should keep to herself so that she can control the story later on to her liking. I personally see Peter Petrovicki and the Defenders as the colonized in this situation, not only because of how April treats them, but because of how they react to April and her allies after an extended period of time. One of the assumptions of post-colonialism is the ambivalence to authority. In the third quarter of the book, you begin to see the Defenders react more violently towards April rather than a simply angry tweet. On April's book tour about the aliens and the stories surrounding it, one of the stops is in Ann Arbor, Michigan. From the audience, a man calls out and verbally harasses her in front of an audience. Later on the story, April also says she was awoken by gunshots because of someone shooting through her window, deliberately trying to kill her. Later the same day, someone tries to shoot at her. She goes out to film a video, and someone stabs her in the back in front of an entire crowd, like not trying to hide it at all, because the defenders want to show that they can overthrow the authority, which is April in this case. The defenders not only show ambivalence towards April, but also towards the government of the United States. They believe that the government is hiding information about the aliens, and therefore the government isn't doing a good job at their job to keep the country safe. And obviously you can see that the defenders reject April's beliefs, which is commonly seen amongst colonized people. There's also a brief moment in the story where you can see cultural relativism being applied. In a live TV debate between April May and Peter Petrovicki, there is a news broadcaster that acts as a mediator by providing a neutral point of view on the situation at hand. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, but first, let's give a quick recap. So April May is the colonizer because she believes that her viewpoint should be applied to everyone, that the defenders are essentially wacky savages, and the fact that her specific knowledge allows for her unfair power. Peter Petrovicki and the defenders are the colonized because of their ambivalence to authority and the rejection of April May's beliefs. And then we got the news broadcaster that gives us just a little pinch of cultural relativism. Hopefully that all made sense and it isn't too much of a stretch for post-colonialism, but that's all I got for you guys. So Hope you enjoyed. Haha. Okay, bye!